Hi, good morning, or good evening, or good you, wherever you are, whenever it is. Hi, my loves. I know morning time in the UK for us anyway, at least as it is. A lot of you don't manage to come and join the lives. It's not your zone, but it's quite often where I find myself with a little bit of space to come and connect. And now it's time for our weekly coffee break video, which is just my time to hang out with you, come and connect. If you get nothing else from this video, I want to say hi. I want you to know that you are seen, that you are remembered, that we know you're there doing what you do and you're not on your own. I've got my little Care Bear to give you a Care Bear share. There you go. This was sent to me from a friend, a member in our membership space, and comes to do a little Care Bear share when we all need a little bit of love. I have got my cards ready for you today, and I will do a bit of tapping with you. So how are you all? How is this world treating you? How is life treating you? How are you treating yourself? That's the most important thing, isn't it? How are you treating yourself right now? So I'm finding myself in a lot of buoyancy and a lovely energy today. It's a new moon for those of you who feel that, this new beginning. And I have to say, the last week I've been feeling quite a lot of intensity of clearing out, and I don't mean the cupboards, I mean, clearing out in me. Although my daughter's been clearing out all her cupboards, been clearing out, I've got piles of stuff everywhere that I've got to work out what to do with because she's clearing out. And it just makes me think about how change and transformation comes in its own time in the most incredible ways when we trust in our children's alignment and the knowing of themselves and wait on their timing. It's incredible what comes, because when she was younger, many of you will relate to this, she couldn't let go of anything. It was like, a real hoarding security need, and anything, clothes, toys, anything at all, even bits of rubbish at some point, it was like really a need to hold on to everything. And therefore I have a very full loft, it's not all processed. But actually now she recognises that it feels refreshing to let things go and to clear that stuff from her space, and she chooses to do that. She initiates it, and I'm like, wow, that is coming from her, never from me. And just really acknowledging that things come and we don't have to do anything. And actually, when we try and do something, we get in the way of that process, don't we? And I've acknowledged a few changes this week that I'm just going to share from my mum heart. I told one of them to my membership space this week, but she wanted a Chinese takeaway, and so we ordered, and she always has 2 different dishes, her variety is either egg fried rice or chicken fried rice without vegetables. This is the variety. And she decided to plumb it for a chicken chow mein, which she'd seen her pops eating and thought it looked nice. And I said, okay, and do you want it just as it comes, expecting no sauce, no vegetables, no, or whatever. And it was, yeah, I want it as it comes. And she polished it off. And she said to me, I didn't even know what some of that stuff was, but it was nice. Just aghast, and changes just come. And then yeah, that aghast, by the way, was a silent internal, and outside I was just like, oh, good. The other one, 3, I'll give you 3 this week, they're just big ones have come this week for us, was she's decided, we home-ed, we're a radically unschooling family, so it's always been on her terms, her agenda, her plans, her life, hands off, and she's never been much of a one for groups, but has decided she wants to do a gymnastics class that her friend's going to do. And so I said, yeah, that's fine, I'll sign you up for that. And she said, and I'm building myself up to the fact I'm going to go without you. And I just went, oh, okay, yeah, lovely. And again, inside, I'm like, really? This is my child of 13 years who has never yet gone to an occasion, a group, anything without me, you know. She's just decided it's her time. So whether or not that structure supports her doesn't matter, because that momentum is there, and whatever comes through this experience, that desire and that initiation, we'll find our way through supporting her with that. But it was just that beautiful moment. So I thought I'd share those things in our coffee break today, because they're nice to hear other parents' explorations and journeys, I think. And for those of you who are listening, if it's bringing up any sense of tension or resistance in you, I just want to honour that and notice that. I'm sharing our gorgeous glimmers. I've walked through lots of years where my shares were finding our boundaries in saying to friends and family, we can't see you right now, or finding our boundaries to say, actually groups don't work for us, too many people doesn't work for us, you know, finding our way through all of those things. So so I know them, but things shift, things change. And that's what I really wanted to come and share about today, talking about you rather than your children, tuning into your energy and your space right now. Is, I think it's something, or I certainly do, I bet you do too as well, really look outwardly and notice things that you want to change, you know, and ask for change internally with your inner voice or out loud. And maybe sometimes if you're feeling very stressed or tense or really in a place of struggle, you might be really saying that in a stressed, frustrated, lost way, you know, like, please help me, to other people, because change feels so important. So wherever that's coming from, whether it's a growth space of change or a need for some kind of relief to come in right now, I just want you to notice what that is for yourself, that you're really asking for, and get really clear with yourself, get really honest with yourself, and let it be okay that you have that desire, that you're asking for that. Because I think we can... I got distracted because I didn't put my do not disturb on in case Eliza is messaging me and it's my husband messaging me about getting invoices for Roblox or something. It distracted me. But yeah, I think we can really sometimes feel like, because we're in X, Y or Z situation, because of who we are as a family, who we are as a parent, where we find ourselves right now, it's not okay to ask for certain things, or it feels like we're being greedy or ungrateful, or we're not accepting of our children, or it can feel like it's impossible and therefore too sore to ask, because it's like, that's never going to happen, that's not for me. So just notice all that stuff and ask what's really there, and just check in with yourself. Is this something that I really am calling in for myself? Because this really meets my need, because this really meets me as who I am to be in my greatest sense of myself and well-being, because that's where we want you to be, for you, but also for your family. So notice what it is that you are calling in, even if you haven't been really conscious of it, and just sit in awareness of that, and ask yourself truthfully, and it's okay if the answer is no, ask yourself truthfully, do I feel open to receiving this? And if not, let's see if the cards and the tapping today can move you a little bit more in that direction. Even though you might not know how or when, can I stay open to the possibility of this coming for me? Or me? Oh, yeah, that was juicy what just came for me. Actually, rather than it coming for me moving to allow it in, because it's already there. Okay, right, let's have a card. So these cards, if you're new, big welcome, by the way. I'll do an introduction in the middle, shall I? I'm Lindsay. This is Peace with PDA. Welcome, welcome, new peeps. I tend to stick mostly with these cards. These are wisdom for healing cards, and they're lessons in personal empowerment. So they're beautiful, very feminine art, very healing, very nurturing, very inviting and accessible for everybody. And I always do cards on a Friday to let you pick one, but I always like to tune into the energy after I've welcomed you into this space, give them a bit of a shuffle and see if one pops through. So if you've got something going on with you that you're noticing now where change would feel welcome and you would like some guidance, a message, some reassurance, some knowing. Are you looking to receive some healing to move into that space too? Yeah, let's see. Okay, what have we got? Oh, I like it. So this is the card that came. Live in the moment. I'll just hold that up so you can have a good look at the art. I'll read the back of the card in a minute, but I just want to note my reflection on that. What I really see and feel here, I love hearing your reflections if you ever want to share them that you get from the card. I'm more of a sensing person than a visual person, so I don't always see the details, and people pick up things in the detail of the art that I wouldn't have my attention drawn to because I'm more about the sensing what comes through. But I do notice the hair there really moving up, and it's like, for me, that kind of opening of the channel to our greater, higher self, that allowing channel of our fullness, of our wholeness to really pick up. We think about how dogs perceive things in the environment that are not visible to our human senses, but actually we perceive things in our environment that we're conditioned not to pay attention to because we don't have visual evidence or something to prove that it's there, but we have that spidey sense, don't we? And that hair's really like going up into the heavens or the sky or our highest self, however you view that. And I was really noticing that and just enjoying. She's in this kind of like meditative pose, and I do a daily meditation. I don't know about you, but I love to find ways, even if meditation space doesn't feel accessible to you right now, or it's a practice that doesn't speak to you right now, find ways to come into pauses. Just that moment of pause, taking a deep breath, stopping and just noticing. Just in that little moment can make such a difference. Putting that space between, what's going on and where we're heading to can just be so powerful to really tune into ourselves like she is there. And living in the moment, really being present in this moment now as you're receiving me and you're receiving the love of the group here, and you're coming into this invitation. You're no longer in the moment that you were in before you started this video. You've already shifted, you've already changed, you're here now, and we're kind of reborn every moment if we allow ourselves to stay open and to catch up with that energy shifting. So just really come into this moment now and notice the fullness that's available to you. Okay, let's read the card. On this day, strive to live in the moment. Only speak about positive things in your life and avoid bringing up the past, especially negative memories or situations. Your goal is to experience how difficult it is to live in the present. It is. We're so conditioned to talk about, when you meet someone, how are you? And we talk about everything that's been happening, don't we? And not right now in this moment. Ah, dear. Healing is rapidly enhanced when you're focused in the now. Oh, I'm really grateful receiving that today on my own journey. I hope that lands beautifully for you. Right, let's have a little bit of tapping. If you've not done tapping with me before, EFT tapping or emotional freedom techniques, the nickname tapping is this aspect of emotional freedom techniques, which is all about tapping on some acupoints. It's a really super simple, quick to learn, easy to do, powerful self-help technique. So I love to give it to you parents because you've got lots going on and you can just literally pick this up and do it, and it's really, really easy. And we start by tapping on the side of the hand here. You can just join in with me and you can copy me and you can repeat after me if you want to. But if you find that the words I use aren't quite the right fit, you can change them for you. You do you. If any of the spots don't feel comfortable, just skip over them. Don't worry about getting them exactly right. It's a very forgiving process. I'm a firm tapper. It's just my nature. You can hear I'm quite, you know, I've got some energy, me. But some people, especially in our space, are hypersensitive, sensory-wise, you know, and you can just be really gentle. You can just touch the spot. So do it how it suits you. And all we're doing is sending a bit like an electrical impulse through to the amygdala, that part of the brain that we know that sends us into that fight, flight, freeze, fawn response. So here, we're wanting to stay open to change, but our little inner protector is trying to help us survive in the best way it knows and saying, no, 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 we don't like change. Change not safe. No, change not good. No, 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 no. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Excuse me, I'm dying on the camera. Right. So I'm just holding my hand up so you can see me. You don't need to do it. Some people like to tap the hands together like that. That's fine. And do it however suits you. And we're just going to say 3 times just to really get our brain that's just throwing up resistance really clear that this is where we're going. Even though I feel this resistance, I feel this tension, I feel this shutting down, deeply and completely accept myself, even though I feel scared, I feel like I'm not enough, I feel like it's not available to me. I love and accept myself anyway, even though I feel like I deserve this, this is my lot, this is all that's available to me, this is all that's possible for me. Even though I feel like if I stay open to change, I'm just going to end up being hurt and disappointed again. And I love and forgive myself for all these feelings. I am safe. I am worthy. I am deserving. I'm allowed to stay. Not just in hope, but in knowing that change comes and I can stay open. Yeah, change comes and I can stay open, even though I feel a bit shut down. Change comes and I can stay open, even though I feel a bit battered and sore and doubtful. Change happens and I can stay so open, even though I feel not sure it's for me. I'm not really sure it is available to me. I feel really doubtful. But change happens and I can stay open, even though I don't know how, I don't know when, and I feel like I've got to do something to get there. I let that go right now, back round to the eyebrow. I feel like I've got to earn it. I feel like I've got to make it happen. I feel like I've got to deserve it. I feel like I've got to be better. I feel like I've got to know more. I feel like I've got to push, I've got to fight. I feel like I've got to make it happen. I feel like I've got to earn it. Yeah, this is what I've learned. If I want change, I've got to go grab it. I've got to go grab it. And maybe I'm just getting in my own flipping way. Maybe I'm just getting in my way. And all I need to do is stay open. Open in my heart, open in my knowing, and just softly allow it to come. Right, my beauties, I hope you enjoyed that tap. Thanks for all joining me. If you haven't tapped before, just to let you know, you might find that you're yawning, sighing, just signs of release of tension as that energy moves in your body and your nervous system relaxes. And that just brings you into that openness that we've been talking about, where we can access our higher thinking, our intuition, all the kind of systems reset in our body, you know, all the things that circle around how they're meant to, and the hormones and the chemicals kind of have a reset, and we're in our fullness, we're in our wholeness, and we can hear ourselves and we can be open and ready to receive. So hope you have a super day with that energy in mind. Hope you have a super week. Lots of love. Thanks for being here. See you soon.